Mr. Evans, you home? Mr. Faulkner?
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Is it time that we shall call our meeting to order? Certainly a pleasure to see all of you here to come and join us in taking care of the business for Northampton County. We do note that while we take care of business, we do have a purpose. Purpose is given on the walls behind us. I dare not read it for you. A mission statement. What is our mission? What is why we here? Along with that is a vision statement. Vision statement is what we like to see happen long run for our county. So again, thank you for coming and being a part of us and hearing the kinds of good news that we have to bring tonight. There might be some news that's not so good. But whatever it is, we are just glad that we can participate, that we can correct that is not good, and we can continue to move forward. Our number one reason for being here is because we desire to make Northampton County a better place for all people to live. So we do want you to know that our purpose is the same as yours, and it is to make this Northampton County a plus. At this time, I'm going to ask if you would please, for a moment, have a moment of silence. If you would, there are many things going on around us, even in our own families, even in our own communities. So we ask for just a moment of silence that we can concentrate on those things that's going on around us. Thank you so much. This time, if you will please stand with us as we shall say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members, you were given a book with agenda, and that agenda is what you have before you tonight. You had the opportunity all weekend, all day today, and all Friday to look at this agenda, see if there's anything about this agenda that you didn't understand or that you wanted to have questions about. Questions have been asked is why is it that perhaps when we come to the meetings that we just move right ahead because we do an agenda. And when we do that agenda, it consists of whatever any board members would like to have on it. But that agenda is what we make sure that all board members understand. So board members, you do have an agenda, but I asked you for a last time. Is there anything on this agenda that you do not agree with or that you think we should postpone? Anything that you want to add to this agenda that we have not had, that we do not have?
None, sir.
Okay, could I have a motion then that we would approve this agenda as given with understanding that you had the opportunity to read it and discuss with the county manager along with myself, anything on this agenda? Could I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved and properly second that we approve the agenda as given. Are there any questions, any discussion? Finding none, all in favor, let known by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo. Aye, Boone.
Aye, Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. At this time, we do note that there is a conflict of interest statement. I'm going to ask one of our board members, Boone, if you would, please read it for your chairman at this time.
Yes, sir. In accordance with the rules of procedures adopted by this board in section 153A-44 of the North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
No conflict, Buffalo.
No conflict, Boone.
No conflict, Faulkner.
No conflict. There are no conflicts, and may we continue with our agenda as given. First one is the application for Veterans Advocacy Commission. You have that in your package. It is the recommendation that Mr. Johnson, who was a retired veteran, would serve on this board. Would you have any objection to the application that has been given to us? We do note that all information about this applicant is included. And we ask that you would, we know that you have already looked at it, but if you have any other questions, we'd be glad to answer them right now. So are there any questions? If not, may I'll at this time entertain a motion that we would have Mr. Johnson to be a part of the board for the Veterans Commission.
I make a motion that we accept Mr. Garfield Johnson's application for appointment to the Veterans Advocacy Commission.
Second.
Moved and properly second, accept Mr. Johnson's application. He'll be working with that commission. Are there any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by the usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Aye, Boone.
Aye, Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much, board members. At this time, we have the approval of the board members for the general, Juvenile Prevention Council. At this time, y'all have to excuse me, but y'all know I've been ill, so y'all just have to excuse me. At this time, you do have that entire list of all of those who are part of that board, the council. Are there any questions about that? We asked for that at the last meeting and it was not given, and I believe Ms. Iris Wills said that she would present it to us at this meeting. I'm not sure if we need a motion on this. I think we just needed to know who they were. I'm not sure. Ms. Fulton, do you know if we needed to motion on this? This was a standard.
No, it was a part of their, just their budget request. So we're just taking into consideration more for information.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. This is for information because we didn't know who were part of that board. Turner, we find that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, at this time, we could continue on. Ask
Chairman Tyner.
Yes.
Chairman Tyner. I don't think it would be board members, the board list. I don't think it would be a problem. I don't know if there's anything, sometimes organizations, they have to show where there's some type of approval as it moves forward. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Attorney.
To be on the safe side, then why don't we just make a motion that these are the people who will be on that committee, on that board?
So
Okay.
moved.
Boom,
Second Buffalo.
Buffalo, move to proper second that this will be the name, people who will be part of Crime Prevention Council. Are there any questions in the discussion? All in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I Boone.
Hi, Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. In case they need that for anything, you will have it. Okay, at this time, we're gonna ask our EMS Director, please, Mr. Newell, to please come forward with an amendment to the building agreement.
Good evening, Chairman and Board of Commissioners.
Yes,
Good evening.
Coming for you tonight with an amendment number 3 to the county EMS billing agreement with EMS Solutions, EMS Management and Consultants. Back in May of 2019, the Board of Commissioners entered into an agreement with EMS Management and Consultants to do the ambulance billing and collection for the county. Since that time, a lot has happened in the world. So a lot of technology is carried on, a lot of requirements as far as COVID and how we report things and how we share information has marched on. The current EPCR software we use is EMS Charts, and that was bought out by a company called Zoll, and they've done very little to update it or get it where our electronic health records can be shared. So that's one thing we want to get done with that. We've been using that company since 2012. Like I said, there's been very little progress with it. We're having problems right now with the paramedics capturing the billing information at the time of service because of Vidant Medical Centers have switched to a new software at their center. So once we drop off a patient, if we don't capture that information right then, it is very difficult for us to go back to get the billing information because Vidant doesn't want to go back into the patient's electronic health record there. We switch software and we will be on their system. It's called Epic. And we will be able to at any time access that information. What we're hoping to do is improve our employee and billing efficiency with this proposal, integrate our service with other medical providers, which this will be the biggest thing for the Northampton County citizens. What this means is if EMS treats one of our citizens, it goes in this system and everybody around here, even Rural Health Group is on it. And if a doctor has a question, if the patient tells them they were treated by our EMS, then that doctor can go in and access the electronic health record and see what notes the paramedic made, all the diagnostic testing we did, EKGs, all the testing we normally do, compare it, maybe come up with a new treatment plan. So I think out of all of these, this will benefit the citizens mostly. Integrate our CAD operations from the 911 center. You know that the commissioners had recently approved Southern Software Solutions to update our 911 center. And now that's how our bills are getting paid, is that when like Medicare or Medicaid looks at a bill, they look at it from the time of dispatch. So all that information is captured from the 911 center will be automatically integrated into this software without us having to go enter it, okay? Also, it would be able to extrapolate all the data that we get from the patient. Like when we hook a patient to an EKG or any of our monitoring, it automatically Bluetooth right into this electronic health record without the paramedic having to do it. It's also improved as a module in there. It will improve our asset and supply management where we track our supplies and make sure we don't duplicate everything and make sure we don't have a lot of waste. That's one thing I'm on. And improve personnel management and scheduling. Right now, we are using a billing program and we're using a scheduling program. It's called Brad Goodman. This program will eliminate the need for the Brad Goodman, that expense, and bring it all into one app. for the employee. So we can do our scheduling and everything on that one app and it'd be more user friendly. I think the most thing out of all of this is what I've been trying to do for a long time is get our records integrated with everybody else around here, because anybody that knows that if you're taking care of a loved one at home, having to keep all these doctors on the same page, and then you throw EMS into the mix. And you don't know what EMS did, you don't know what medications we gave, you don't know who we consulted. But after this, anybody, like if you had a doctor at Rural Health Group, they'll be able to go in and figure out what EMS did. I did submit the amendment to the county attorney and it met legal sufficiency. I just wonder if any commissioners had any questions. This would take effect after July in the new budget. There would be quite a bit of training that we would have to do. We'd also have to train Gaston EMS and also Eastside EMS, which would be on the same system.
Board members, you got any questions? Questions?
Effective July.
Yes,
What you're-
yes, ma'am. Mhm.
That'll be annually,
Yes,
it's like 19,519.
yes, it is to be included in our billing. Right now, we're paying that in our for EMS charts, and it's included every month in our billing fee that we pay them.
Right, and then I did see too, the one-time fee. Is that just one time,
Yes.
not an annual, but just a one-time fee? Or
Yes,
is that
ma'am.
an annual?
That's a one-time fee.
Okay.
And what that's for, in this agreement, you'll see not only we're getting the software, but they're providing the hardware. They're going to provide the county 10 Surface Pro electronic devices.
Oh,
So
wow.
we can capture their information and they take care of all the maintenance, warranties. If one of them would be dropped or had to be replaced, they take care of it. That's a one-time fee of setting that up. Their IT would have to set it up.
Gotcha.
Board members, any other question? Faulkner in the property. Hello, any question?
No questions.
What is the pleasure of this board?
I make a recommendation that we approve the recommendation provided by EMS Director to transition to the Epic system. Again, it's July 1.
Second. And that's effective July.
Just to clarify, Commissioner Faulkner, I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. Was that a motion to approve the amended contract?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
In second.
Moving properly second that we would approve the contract that's been given to us, EMS Director. Are there any questions, discussion? Not all in favor, let it be known by usual sign, aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I Boone.
I thought,
Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have one announcement, if you will allow me to
Yes,
make that.
I will.
I think I told you a while back that we were approached by the state of North Carolina Department of Health and Human Resources. They looked at our trauma scores and they requested that the county look into carrying whole blood on our EMS vehicles. And we did apply and we did get approved for that. So in the future, take some training. We're going to start working on it in June. But that's an extra service we're going to provide to the citizens for trauma in such cases. So nobody should be bleeding to death out in the field, that we can infuse 2 pints of blood. So, and there's very few counties that are doing that in North Carolina. But we were chosen because of the distance between 2 hospitals and the amount of trauma that we have. I just want to let the Board of Commissioners know that that's what we're working on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you. That's
replying.
part. time, we're gonna ask Vic to please come.
Good evening, Commissioners and everyone else in attendance tonight. I come on behalf of Mr. Smith and the Health Department with the Athena contract, which is also an electronic health records system. We are currently using CureMD, and in the decision paper that you all have in your packet, it tells you a few differences. This Athena system will actually be able to communicate directly with outside laboratories, record systems from hospitals, doctors' offices, pharmacies, and other medical facilities. This will also give us the option to e-prescribe where we cannot do that right now currently. And we believe these features will increase efficiency in several areas. Another thing that this new system will offer is a patient portal. The patients that come in can actually access, a patient portal, whereas our current system does not offer that now. One of the bigger things is right now our current EHR system, it costs $820 a month, which equals $9,840 a year. And Athena would charge a percentage based on your total clinic collections. So which now, right now we did a little bit of research. Approximately right now it's about $450 to $550 a month, which would be a savings of $4,500 a year. And this was taken to the Board of Health in September and approved and sent to the county attorney and approved in November.
Thank you. Well, most of you have any questions? Save our citizens.
Right.
Thank you so much. That's what we're about. Commissioner Faulkner, you have any questions?
No question, sir.
Okay. Could I have a motion of approval?
Chairman, trying to make a motion that we approve the contract with Athena Health Incorporated as presented by Ms. Vic tonight.
Have a
Second, Buffalo.
second. Question? Discussion? All in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Boom.
Hi, Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Continue the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
At this time, we shall have the audience for ARPA funds. Do that for us.
Good evening to the board and to the citizens
Good evening.
of Northampton. Before you, you have a grant project ordinance for what we term ARPA funds, which is the American Rescue Plan Act 2021. It's a coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds. Pretty standard. Would you like me to do the whole thing or just?
No, it doesn't need to be read. Unless a board members, you have it, it's just standard. Take the funds, they're giving it to us. Gonna use it for these purposes.
Yeah, I will point out that we will be using this for replacement of revenue loss.
Thank you. Board members, could I have a motion? We would accept the audits that's given to us.
I make a motion that we accept the grant project ordinance for Northampton County, North Carolina, the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds.
Second. Second.
Moved and properly second. We would accept the ordinance as given to us. Are there any question? Any discussion? All in
No
favor?
question, Faulkner.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I said no question.
Okay, all in favor, let it be known by you sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Boom.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. This time we should have the budget amendments.
And we have two budget amendments prepared for you. One is from the Department of Social Services. They received $2,559 in additional funding for adult protective services, essential services. They're asking that that be received. It's from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, Title 20. We also have budget amendment number 34. It's in the amount of $160,000 for capital outlay for items over $5,000. This is for our E911 system to cover the expenses of the service. And I believe they came before the board previously this year. And they're just moving it from their fund balance to cover the expenses.
Board members, do you have any questions about any of the budget amendments coming before us?
No question.
Could I have a motion that we would approve this?
Chairman Tyler, make a motion that we approve budget amendments number 33 and number 34 as presented.
Second, Buffalo.
It'll be moved and properly second that we approve the budget amendments as given. Are there any questions, discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I Boone.
Faulkner. Ms. Faulkner. Commissioner Faulkner.
Sorry, the signal transition.
Okay.
Uh,
All in favor, aye.
I Boone.
Faulkner.
Okay, ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Well, now's the time. Been waiting for this. Now's the time. We can have an audit report telling us where we are, where we're going. Now's the time. Been waiting for this. Yeah, I hope you give us some good news about Northampton County. Of us receiving this audit means that our audits are now up to date.
One more. You and you want to? Thank you.
Everybody got one now?
We're fine.
Okay, so you should have, this is the full audit. This is the audit presentation.
Okay.
I'm guessing you'd rather go with the presentation
That's right.
than the full audit, because we would be here.
Yeah, till tomorrow. That's it.
So that's what we usually do, so I appreciate it. First of all, thank you for having me tonight. And thank you for allowing our firm to do your June 30, 2021 audit report. We're thankful for that and appreciative. Also to your staff, we appreciate them for the things they do. Without their answering questions and providing documentation, we couldn't do the audit report. So we thank them as well. So this is your June 30th, 2021 audit report. As you said, it is somewhat late, but at the same time, you've had some transitions and things going on. And so we are here now. So hopefully better late than never. So in the folder here that we're talking about, if you flip over to the page that's numbered page 1, it's right after the table of contents. There's a letter there. We always have to do this. It's a required correspondence to governance. It just lays out what we did and, a summary of what went on with it. So I'm not going to read all of this stuff because that would take time too, but basically your accounting practices are proper. There was a new GASB requirement for the 2021 year that had to do with custodial funds in the way they are presented. That did not get into y'all's procedures this year. So that was a finding that we had to do. So hopefully we're going to get that implemented for this coming year. The estimates that you have, such as depreciation or allowance for doubtful receivables or whatever, that seem to be reasonable. That's an estimate anyway, but they seem to be reasonable. There were some delays, as we already acknowledged, that it's for various reasons, and you are all aware of that as well, I would assume. If not, we can elaborate. But there's no disagreements that I'm aware of between us and the management of the finances. I think whatever we had to discuss, we worked it out mutually. As far as I know, or we know, there was no, sometimes people go to like a second opinion for other accounting firms or audit firms. As far as we know, there weren't any of that. There wasn't any of that to our knowledge. And so we did have, as far as the findings, there were some in the finance department and some in the DSS Medicaid stuff. And so those are, shown in the audit report, and also some summary in this letter that you have here. So again, I'm not going to read through that unless you want to go through it. And so if you go over to page 5 in this folder, you're going to see a lot of numbers. Those numbers are key items that we look at in the audit report. We're not going to read through those, but those are going to provide the data for the charts that come behind it. Because I think, like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So the charts will show better what your trends have been. So if you go to page 6, you can see the chart at the top. The blue bars represent your total fund balance for the past 5 years, including the 2021 audit. And the red represents the restricted, committed, and assigned fund balance. And you can see there, again, all these numbers are coming from that first page over there with the data on it. So in 2021, your total fund balance was about 25 million, compared to in 2007, 5 years ago, it was 12 million. And your restricted, committed, and assigned in 2021 was about 4.8 million compared to 3.7 million in 2017. So that's how that trend has gone.
I need you to say that one more time, because this is not believable. Say this one more time we went from what?
Well, your total fund balance in 2021, June 30th, 2021 was about 25 million. And in 2017, it was 12 million. And you can see it progressed every year going up on that chart. And then for the portion of the total fund balance that was restricted or committed in 2021, it's about 4.8 million of that 25 million that's committed and restricted and assigned. And then 2017, that restricted portion was about 3.7 million. So the chart at the bottom is an analysis of your fund balance available, which means what you have access to. The state has some state restrictions that you don't have access. You have it, but you got to use it for the purpose they tell you to. So the rest of it is what you have that is available. And you can see the blue line represents Northampton County. And this is, they show it as a percentage of your general fund expenditures. So your available balance is 72.05% of the general fund expenditures in 2021. The red line represents a weighted average of other counties in the same population category as yours. So you're well above what other counties in your size county is in across the state. Now you see that the 2021, we don't show that because they haven't given us those numbers yet from the state. We don't know what theirs are at this point, but typically here you've been above that, that's good things. So yes, there's some good things in here. Page 7, we have an analysis similar to the previous one. That's an analysis of unassigned fund balance. The difference between unassigned fund balance and available fund balance is you have available what the state restricts. I mean, you don't have the availability for what the state restricts, but as far as unassigned, you may have already earmarked some things for yourself, but y'all had the control over it, not the state. So when you take what you've already gotten restricted from the state plus what y'all have earmarked for whatever reasons, that same kind of percentage was 55.99%. The chart at the bottom of page 7 represents the analysis of revenues over or under expenditures before any transfers between funds. And so for the general fund, and we got this broken down by your major funds, your general fund revenues over expenditures in 2021 was 4.7 million. And in 2017, it was 1.2 million. That was for the general fund. For the water fund, I didn't put those numbers on this chart, but it is on that page, whatever it was that had the data on that page 5. So you can find those on page 5. And that would be for the water and sewer and the solid waste funds. On page 8, we have some data for what the cash balance is, the accumulated depreciation is, and your total fixed assets. The blue line represents total fixed assets, which is very consistent. You had about 33 million in total fixed assets from 17, and it's consistent with that in 2021. Accumulated depreciation, it goes up slightly because that's what the nature of it is. You got $33,000 in cost in your fixed assets, and you're depreciating it a little bit more each year, so that accumulated depreciation just kind of bumps up each year. And then your cash balances and again, this is the water and sewer fund, is about $894,000 in 2021 at June 30th, 2021, compared to about very close to $892,000 in 2017. So your cash balances are staying pretty consistent. The chart at the bottom is an analysis of the cash and fund balances for all the funds, and you can see the numbers right down there underneath it. So that's just what it is. So when we say the fund balances, cash balances is what you got in the bank basically, or cash on hand. Fund balances are basically the difference between your assets and your liability. I'll have to make that clear. I mean, you probably know that, but anyway. Some people have asked me, what's the difference between the two? So that's why. Okay, so on page 9, we've got your property tax rates. The blue line represents Northampton County again, and the state weighted average, you can see there as well. Your rates are 91 cent per 100, I think, or whatever. I think that's right. Is that correct? Should be. And you can see how yours is a little bit higher than what the state average is on those rates for counties of your size. Collection percentages, again, blue is Northampton, red is the state. Y'all's collection percentage is 96.23%. The state is 96.99, so they're a little ahead of you on that part. On page 10, we have an analysis of the debt. Basically, we're just breaking it down between categories of all the debt that you have. We're breaking it down into those categories that you can see. So the largest category is going to be your business type general obligations. And then the second is going to be the government installment notes. And third would be business type. So that's basically how your debt breaks down. And on page 11, we've got a breakdown of your general fund revenues at the top and your general fund expenditures by categories in the bottom. And in at the top with the revenues, your most your number one revenues are coming from your ad valorem taxes, followed by your intergovernmental revenues that come in from the state primarily. And then the third one would be other taxes and licenses. The expenditure categories, you can see that public safety is your largest, followed by human services, and third is the general government. So you see the others have smaller percentages throughout, but that's just a breakdown of what categories and departments you're looking at your revenues and your expenditures. That's all of our charts. On this page 12, previously the local government commission would send you what they called a white letter, and that was if they had any issues that they wanted you to respond to, follow up on. They are not doing it anymore. They make us do it. So what that is we're just letting you know that they're not sending that, but those some of those findings that y'all have, you're going to need to be within 60 days. They say 60 days from the time of the presentation. So from sometime between now and 60 days, you're going to need to send some information to them as to what are you going to do to try to fix those things, whatever yours is. Now, in the audit report, we have them listed out. We have some recommendations on some of those, but they want it in your words. And so you can use our recommendations, or you can totally ignore ours. That's up to you. But that's some of the things if you want to look for. How do you want to respond to that? So, and if you get stuck, feel free to call us or whatever. We'll try to help you if we can. So that's basically what the rest of this presentation summary has is really relevant to that letter. So if you have any questions, if I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it, but I'll try to get you an answer.
Board members, here's from our auditor, giving us a report, giving us a darn good report.
Thank you, sir.
It says that Northampton County has been physically managing their resources. This report speaks to you, the board members. We are not obligated dime, bank loan, no other loan for Northampton County, for Northampton County citizens to pay. Every investment that we have invested from our county's dollars have come back to us threefold. Best investments we've made have yield for us income in Northampton County. When we invested in a grocery store, I wish you could just see the numbers. We invested in an ACE. Look at the numbers. When we invested in small businesses in Northampton County, they have more than triple given us back to the county. So I want to say to you, the county commissioners, thank you for having followed the leadership of our finance person, Doris, and the one before her, because they have been physically, they have just managed our finances. Unlike what anybody tell you, this audit report tells the story. If anybody would say that Northampton County is not doing well, then there's something wrong that you can't read is here. We do know that the biggest room for us is the room for improvement. We know we got some in-house kinds of things that we need to improve on. Any auditor is going to tell anybody who have an audit, auditor at the end of the day going to tell you some things that you need to improve on. To this new county manager, it's in your hands. We're asking you to look at every item he has given us. Let's assure ourselves that we are doing the very best we possibly can. They will not be cited next year, although next year gonna bring some more, we know that, but that's their job. But I want to say to the citizens of our county, anytime you see, there's not another county I know of our size financially that have moved up from about $19 million to about $25 million as fund balance. I'll say to you, thank you for your work with us. We certainly anticipate that we'll be working together again. We know that LGC have got to look at this and approve it. When they do so, we'll be ready to move forward. But this year's audit, I got to say something to you all tonight so that you understand. Next year's audit going to be better than this year's audit. Financially, we're going to be better next year than we are this year. Why? Because we have eliminated all expenditures. We've gone beyond the cost. Let me just give you one that Lowe's, we're paying them $400,000 or $500,000 a year to remove trash because it was in our agreement. We went with our attorney. We told them that we just can't afford to continue to do that. Been doing it for 20 years, folks. Okay. Then when we look, why it's gonna be better? Because NC Car, we struck a deal with them. They're happy and we're happy. We're more happy because every month we're getting a check from them, about $15,000 to $20,000. I forgot what it is, but we're getting a check from them. Waiting for them to come up with the money, $1.8 million, they can close that deal and give us the total amount of money. Just good business practices that we are doing in Northampton County. Good business practice. And I want to say to the citizens of our county, now, when we can look at how we can look at our tax decrease. You know what we promised you? Word, my word is my bond. We said we'd decrease it every year. We got the third highest tax rate in the state. We ought to have $25 million in there. Okay? And we're going to be looking at how we can cut our tax for real estate tax in Northampton County. We'll be looking at how we can continue to make water and sewer available to all the citizens in Northampton County. We're going to be looking at how we can improve EMS services for Northampton County. Okay, that's why we could give you one truck this past year. I think this county manager, he just come on board and promised you another truck now. We can live up to that because of what we've been doing. But last of all, I want to say to the citizens, to the board members, as I act for county manager for 1 year, I want you to know that all of this has come because people who work in our county. And come because myself, this board, the reason we've had savings because these departments in Northampton County have done everything that they possibly do to save us money, even during COVID. Even during COVID. And because of that, I think our new county manager will make some recommendations tonight. Because we love people who work in our county. We love y'all. Y'all make it possible. I know there's some positions we had in the county we did not fill, especially within the health department. And you could have very well, but you said, no, we don't need it right now. They're the kind of folks we want working with us. So I just want you to know, whether you like it or not, pudding is right here. It's right here, Northampton County. This is Northampton County. This is our county. We're getting ready to do some great things in our county. Because we know that we've saved money. Every debt that we've had in our county, interest rate has been lowered. For all the school buildings, administrative office, for social service building, all of those debts have been lower, not extended for years, but they've been lowered for interest. That's why we save money. They were at 4% and 5%. Now they're at 1% and 2% interest. Because we decided we're going to do that to save our dollars. Thank you, man. I hate you had to listen to the sermon, but thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Okay. Board members, you got any questions? Finance Department, thank you for all that you've done. We had some turnover. We want to thank you, Doris, for helping us during this transition. Kept it in the road. Management. We've been able to do it. This time, we'll move on with our agenda, but I'm just so filled up right now about where our county stands financially. What you say? Yes, yes, yeah. We do. Now, for all of you who, and I don't like the way we had to do this, but he just brought enough copies for us. This will be placed on the Facebook, on our webpage, on website, and everybody will have an opportunity to see the whole shebang. Okay, so I don't like it because you were listening tonight and couldn't follow along. Those are on the copies they had, and this being this big, we didn't want to cut down another pine tree for you anyway to have it when it'll be on your website. Okay. At this time, yield to our new kid on the block, our county manager.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's a tough act to follow when you have a good report such as that. Great audit report, and even with the findings, no one likes to have findings, but findings are opportunities to improve, and that's what we plan on doing, and that's our expectation. The other expectation that I always have personally is that we have no repeat findings. So we're going to look at what we need to implement as far as procedures to ensure that we do not have repeat findings on our audits. And as I said, it's a hard act to follow, but it is a pleasure. And I don't think I said hello or greeted the commissioners, so I greet each and every one of the commissioners. It's a pleasure for me to be up here with you all tonight, and to citizens and employees that are present here today. I greet you all, and I'm just going to go right into it based on this great audit that we just received, our audit report, and our strong financial position at this time. Chairman Tyner and myself feel comfortable to consider it to be a privilege to propose a bonus payout for every active employee on record as of March 31st, 2022. Eligible recipients must have maintained employment with Northampton County for a minimum of 1 year. The proposed payout is as follows. For full-time and permanent part-time employees, there will be a bonus payout of $1,000. For part-time employees, there will be a bonus payout of $500. And we would like to get this done by the May 15th payroll.
That's employees. So you're saying to the employees, this is just the beginning.
That's right.
We're just waiting for and I want you all to know that our county manager has all the credentials and everything you need to do a budget and dealing with finance, and he's an expert in that area, and we're just glad to have him, because he's putting the numbers together even for the new budget. I haven't seen it. He's the one who's put it together, and it might be good that I didn't see it, but he's put it together. He knows how to do it, and he's doing it. And he's doing it. And we're going to talk about the time that we're going to come in and do a budget planning session with the commissioners before we present the new budget. So employees, that we know that Friday is the day that we say thank you for all you've done, but it's a whole lot better to say you're off for half a day and $1,000 will be in your bank account, manage your taxes, to be in your bank account on May 15th. I just think that's just one net. They're gonna get $1,000 net. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, y'all. Look at you with a calculator. So all of our employees. Now, also note that we have already looked at this, and we said to those who are at the end of the pay, those who are making $12, $13 an hour, there's not a single person in our county is making $15 an hour. That's already there. That's already done. Okay. Because we just believe that every person in our county is worth. Okay, and we know what it costs now. Go to the grocery store. Go fill up the car with gas. Go fill it up. You'll see what it's costing. So all of our employees, in that last meeting, $15. Now to all of our employees, you will receive $1,000. And now we'll be doing that from now until to July. Then you're gonna hear about what your pay will be coming on July 1. We're looking at pay scale, making sure that we pay in Northampton County what everybody else around us paying. Because if we don't, we will have a building with nobody in it, a health department with no nurses. Am I right? Okay, we're gonna have a jail with no jailers. Okay, so we do know this hitting everybody. Everywhere you go now, there's a sign out saying need help, help wanted. And we don't want our EMS to be like Wake County and Durham is right now with all those vacancies. If I get sick, we want you to come get us, and we don't want you to be talking about you don't have enough personnel to pick us up. So that's what it is in Northampton County. Number one service is what we're going to do. The Lord has put us in this position. Not me. Good Lord has put us in this position. So here we are taking the federal funds that have come to us. And this is not coming from taxpayers. This is coming from the federal funds they just allotted us for this purpose. This is the beginning. Boy, do I feel good. And I hope you all do. So spread the good word. Northampton County is going to have good employees. We're going to pay them right. And they're going to treat our citizens right. At this time, I have, are there anybody question? Yes, come on, Bill.
I just have a question,
Okay.
and I wish I would have asked it prior to.
Yeah, I wish you would.
When I was looking at going over it, but I just wanted to know, did we have any employees, they might be under the minimum of 1 year, but yet they've passed a probationary period? Is that something we can look into?
Definitely look into it.
We can look at that.
I just want to consider
Thank you.
that as well.
Thank you.
Consider those
That
employees as well.
That is a good point. Don't lose no employees. It's important that we keep our employees that does a good job. That does a good job. We had the same problem in education everywhere else. We gotta keep our employees. That'll be a county manager. Will you look into that?
Please.
Yes, sir.
Only be just a handful.
Thank you.
You know? Were there any comments from any citizen? This time, we're gonna ask the board members, if you have any remarks, anything that you'd like to say at this time?
We have to approve this?
What? Oh, we
do
need to
have to
approve this. Okay. Could I have a motion then?
I make a motion that we approve the proposed employee bonuses with also County Manager Phillips looking into the employees who are past their probationary period yet under the minimum of 1 year,
Got it.
to come back with the proposal for them. Is that clear?
That's clear.
Okay.
That's clear. Can I have a second?
Second, Buffalo.
with a proper second that we will allow the bonuses that's given to us by our new county manager. Any questions in the discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual saying aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I Boone.
I Faulkner.
Aye, Faulkner. Ayes have the motion is carried. Thank you so much. Now we'll ask if there are any comments from any of our citizens. None. At this time, we'll start with you, Ms. Buffalo. Any comments you'd like to make at this time?
Good evening again, and thank you for coming. It is springtime. Let everyone be safe. And again, thank you for coming this evening.
Boone.
Yes, I just want to echo Commissioner Buffalo. Thank you all for joining us tonight, whether in person or online. Also wanted to lift up a mental health awareness month is this month of May, and to take care of ourselves. Mental health is part of our total well-being. And we, as much as we want to be able to take care of others, we can't be that much of a benefit to others if we don't make sure that we take care of our own mental health and mental state. And so self-care, take advantage of self-care. And that's to all of our employees, those that are serving in Northampton County government, and just in general to all citizens. Reach out to our health department. I'm sure that they would be willing to share mental health resources that they have. Reach out to Trillium Health Resources within our county. They have resources available. I believe that we even have the Employee Assistance Program that our employees can take full advantage of. No one has to know. That's a private option. And so just take full advantage of those opportunities. Self-care, Mental Health Awareness Month, taking care of ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Boone, at this time, Commissioner Faulkner.
Good evening. I would just like to congratulate all of the graduates pending graduates of 2022. We have so many young people in our community who are graduating from both high school and college. And in some instances, they're receiving their college associate degree before their high school diploma. So their families are to be commended for the hard work they have put in throughout the pandemic to keep their grades up, to a point to where many have full ride scholarships or acceptance into prestigious universities, or have decided to go into business for themselves, military, or what have you. So I just want to say this is a time of celebration in our county. And if you see a senior or a parent of a senior or a family member of a senior, just extend that congratulations to them. They have done an awesome job. Springtime, a system or a time of renewal, and I'm loving seeing the flowers. And with those flowers, you think about our employees. They're our flowers. They're the beautiful spots in our organization, if you will, that keeps us going. And again, with that audit report, it would not be possible without our citizens visiting those new businesses and our county officials, employees, really streamlining and doing what's necessary to move our county forward, while at the same time being cognizant of the pockets that our citizens are paying the taxes from. We appreciate you and we value your input. Continue to share your thoughts and your ideas about moving our county forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me end this by saying to citizens who might be listening to us from the western end of the county, board members, I sent you numbers of letters that I've received from citizens on the western end saying to us that they certainly desire to have the water sewer line coming up there. Some of them even said that we apologize for the way some of our citizens act, but we thank you for coming to our end of the county, and we are very much interested in the sewer line. So I want to say to those citizens who sent all those letters, thank you. You didn't have to do it, but it did let us know that we were certainly moving in the right direction. We also want you to know that we are certainly hoping in the next 30 days that our courthouse building will be started, and we'll be looking forward to that being completed, and be a little over a year before it is completed. We want to say to again to Michael Ray and to the our state representative, thank you for the funds that would enable us to do that, so that we won't have to go into our fund balance to do the new courthouse. Again, thank you again for coming and being a part of all we do. All we're trying to do is to do the best we can with the resources that we have to make Northampton County a better place to live and work, and for us to just have a good time together. I just wish it was all over this United States that we could just all get along. But it is what it is, and we'll keep moving forward as we've been doing in the past to do what we can do for the citizens of Northampton County. We certainly hope we've given our newspaper something to write about our audit. We certainly hope that she can express it to the citizens of this county and the others, how blessed we are in Northampton County. Again, at this time, we need to go into our closed session because there is a important issue we need to discuss with. I need to go into the one that talks about
for tonight, board members, there is no personnel
no.
closed session, but the other two components, attorney-client privilege and EDC report.
EDC, that's what I'm trying to say. Got it. Okay.
I make a motion that we enter into closed session regarding GS 143-318-11A3 attorney-client privilege and A4 EDC report.
Yes.
I do want to wish all of the mothers a happy Mother's Day
Oh, yeah.
Sunday. Please take care of them. Have them especially. Happy Mother's Day.
Could you second that motion?
Yes, second.
Okay, we're proper second, and we go into closed session. And ready for all in favor that don't like you sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
I Boone.
Faulkner.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you for coming, and